Ring of Honor SmarkCast. Don't tell my other SmarkCast, but this is my favorite SmarkCast. This is my favorite child. Why? Because Ring of Honor is my absolute favorite promotion. They're killer. They put on great matches, and this one's going to be extra special because I'm not only going to cover Ring of Honor, I'm going to cover a little NJPW. Do want to go ahead and get straight into Ring of Honor. They did have an event this week. I'm not going to do an extensive review on that. I might do one on Field of Honor, but this one, I'll explain it. I'll explain it later. Let me get to Ring of Honor TV. Saturday, Ring of Honor returned to TV with a new event, and it was all about the tag division, and which is one of Ring of Honor's many great things. And this one we saw, the opening match was Monster Mafia versus Red Dragon. This was more of a, let's keep Red Dragon in your minds, let's make them look strong. However, Monster Mafia was actually really impressive. I've seen him in Ring of Honor before, but this time they really did a good job. When Red Dragon is in the ring with a tag team that is lesser known, you know, not Kaz and Daniels, not the Young Bucks, not the Wolves, something like that. You know, when they're in there with someone who's up and coming or not a lot of people have seen, it's very evident which team is the star, because Red Dragon is so good that they kind of surpass people. They kind of just they don't exactly make people look bad, but they make them look slow. But Monster Mafia kind of kept up with them. They didn't look, you know, on par with Red Dragon, but they still looked really good. And personally, I can't wait to see Monster Mafia again. I mean, they looked really good. It was a really good 10-minute match. I mean, for the most part, it was Red Dragon beating on Monster Mafia, but it's like they went toe-to-toe with them. I was really impressed. I mean, after the match was over, I was like, wow, that was actually really good. I mean, I expected it to be just a Red Dragon squash match, but they actually kept up with them. I really dug it. So, you know, congratulations to Monster Mafia, man. Wow. You know, that was really good. After that, we got Moose's TV debut. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm not impressed by Moose. I'm impressed by his agility, his speed, because he's a big guy. But he's going to have to really work on getting his moveset set down, because it's not very good, and it's just weird. And I mean, he makes me question, it's like, why does every single former NFL player have to have a spear? And I mean, think about it. Goldberg, Moose, Roman Reigns, and it's like they're all spears. It's weird. But either way, I didn't like the match really. It was really short. It was just a squash match anyway. I think the best part was Vita Scott coming in and kind of giving him a second chance to join her, because at Best in the World a few weeks ago, she offered it to be his manager. Which, if Vita Scott offers to be my manager, I don't care if it's a manager at Food City, a manager at Walmart. I'm gonna say yes, because Vita Scott's awesome. So, you know, and he turned her down because he's a face, she's a heel. But still, but she is managing R.D. Evans right now, who is going on a streak. He's actually hasn't lost for a while, which kind of makes me think that this is where this is all leading for Moose to beat R.D. Evans' streak. Not really happy about it, but it makes sense. It's logical, and it'll make Moose look really good. The thing is, Moose does get a crowd reaction. There is one thing he needs to stop. I will criticize one thing. It's before he does that spear. He does a thing where he pounds his chest, and everyone starts saying Moose, Moose, Moose. And to me, it feels like Sheamus. It's just the broke, and it feels like a ripoff. So I think he needs to stop that. He won't though. So Moose, not really set on Moose. Maybe he can impress me later, but right now I'm not into him. But we'll get to the main event now. Yes, there are only 3 matches. Ring of Honor only has an hour show, so, you know. But this was when I heard that this was the main event, it blew my mind. The Decade versus War Machine versus Daniels and Kaz versus the Briscoes. 4 corners tag match, which, once again, is where Ring of Honor really shines. Tag matches. Yes! And I'm in it. Personally, I thought the Briscoes were going to win it because they've kind of been on a tear recently. I thought it was either going to be the Briscoes or Daniels and Kaz. And I'm like, it looked like that's what they were setting up. For a while, it looks like they've been setting up Briscoes versus Red Dragon. Which I'd be okay with because it'd be an excellent match. And I was thinking they aren't going to do Daniels and Kaz versus Red Dragon 2 because, I mean, Red Dragon beat Daniels and Kaz at Best in the World so in their debut match. So I didn't think they were going to do it. Either way, this was an excellent match. I loved it. Just back and forth action. A lot of beating down on Christopher Daniels. A lot. He was in there a lot, getting just totally destroyed. Red Dragon, or not Red Dragon, the Decade especially were beating on him. So it was really strange to see that, but it all made sense at the very end when he hit that World's Greatest Moonsault, got the pin, and won the match. So we will see Daniels and Kazarian versus Red Dragon at Field of Honor. Field of Honor I will get to here in a minute. But it was a good little match, and then the Decade was trying to beat down Kaz and Daniels after the match, and Briscoes and War Machine came to the rescue, which led to a weird stare down. So that was a great match. I mean, it was a great show. Ring of Honor rarely puts on a bad TV show because it's mostly wrestling, not a whole lot of promos. Very impressed with the show. Awesome. And then the very next night, we get Future of Honor 2. Now, Future of Honor 2 wasn't a stellar stellar event. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen from Ring of Honor, but really I didn't expect it to be, because Future of Honor is exactly what the title is. It's about showcasing the future of Honor, as future of Ring of Honor. That's all it's about. It's about, like, these are the guys you're going to see coming up, and that's the reason why the tickets are really, really low for those, because they don't really bring in a lot of stars. I was surprised at some of the stars that showed up, but I did only get one prediction wrong, and that was the main event. I said that Jay Briscoe would lose, and he actually won. So I said he was going to lose against Jay Lethal, and that didn't happen. So the real problem I had with Future of Honor was the way they switched up everything. It was like they had a match set, and then like 3 of those matches changed or got something added on to them. It was a little odd, but I was a little thrown back by that. It wasn't the greatest pay-per-view, but it actually wasn't that bad. It was a really good thing about, showcasing the future, which they did, and it was great. Moose did have a match. Still am not impressed by that dude. However, the ring rope did break during that match, which was really the top rope, and they played it off like champs, man. They didn't even, it's like it didn't even happen. It was really cool. Mark Briscoe was in there. That dude can work. He is what is known as the lesser of the 2 Briscoes. Jay is the more popular one. He's kind of the Jeff Hardy of the 2, but just like Matt Hardy, people underestimate Mark, and that's kind of sad. It's actually kind of weird that Jay starts with a J, and he's the Jeff, and Mark starts with an M, and he's the Matt. It's a conspiracy! Either way. There was a cool, fun tag match with Benchmark, which was they're an up-and-coming tag. It was pretty fun. I wouldn't say it was like a fantastic tag match, but it was cool. I think Matt Sells was with them. It was really neat seeing those. I wouldn't mind seeing those guys again. One of the matches that was added at that was never advertised was Bobby Fish in a gauntlet match where he wrestled 4 local wrestlers. Squashes all 4 of them. It took them about 5 minutes apiece. And then he got on the mic, classic Bobby Fish, and just downed the town. Like, is that all you have? Man, you are terrible. And then out comes Papa Briscoe, because they were in the Briscoes' home. Out comes Papa Briscoe, which we only see once in a blue moon. And Bobby Fish turns tail and runs. And so that was pretty cool. And then, of course, Vita Scott and Jenny Rose won. Vita Scott can go, man. I have so much respect for that girl. She's so great. They know how to treat women in Ring of Honor. Sorry, my nose is itching. They know how to treat women. They let them go for a minute, or they let them go for longer than 5 minutes, and it's just great. I love it. Of course, we had the main event with Jay Briscoe. Jay Briscoe did lose by DQ, and this was one of the surprises of the night because he lost because Adam Cole interfered. I didn't expect Adam Cole to be there, but he was there, and it was awesome. I was very happy. And then one of the weird things happened. I mean, they do it a lot in Ring of Honor where they'll say, oh no, that's not the way this is going to end, and then they'll make a new match. They do that a lot. It's kind of a big thing. Nigel McGuinness likes to come out there and say, no, we're adding something else. And the thing they added was odd. It was the Briscoes, including Papa Briscoe, with Moose, versus Adam Cole, Jay Diesel, Jay Lethal, and oh man, who was it? Bobby Fish. It was an 8-man tag with the Briscoes, of course, hitting the Doomsday Device on Jay Diesel, and game over, because you're not going to have Cole, Lethal, or Bobby Fish pinned in a match like that. So it was a cool ending. I like the ending. I wish they would have let Lethal and Jay Briscoe go a little bit longer. I knew Lethal was going to walk out with a championship, but it's just a match I would like to see. And to be honest, I think it should have been Mark Briscoe in there with Jay Lethal, because it's kind of weird that Jay Briscoe is a former world heavyweight or world champion, and now he's down to TV champion. Because I mean, the TV championship in Ring of Honor is what the Intercontinental Championship used to be in WWE. It's a step up. It's like the guy who holds that title will be champion one day. And Jay Lethal's held it not once. He's the only man in Ring of Honor history to hold it twice. Awesome. If there are those who don't know, I know if you haven't been listening to the SmarkCast since day one, those who don't know, Jay Lethal is one of my absolute favorite stars in all of wrestling. I don't care, independents, the WWE, NJPW, TNA, I don't care. He is one of my absolute favorites. I love everything the man does. He's amazing in the ring. He's amazing on the mic. And I think he might be one of the most underrated wrestlers in the history of wrestling. So seeing him in there and not get a whole lot of time with Jay Briscoe was a little disheartening. And then having to see him in tag format. But that may change, because I'm very excited about their next event next month is Field of Honor. Oh my! They just updated the card today, and the card looks like WrestleMania. It is so great. Check this out. We have Mark Briscoe versus Watanabe, NJPW star. Going to be amazing because both of those guys can go. We have, this one is stellar, man. I mean, this is almost 5-star guarantee. Cedric Alexander versus ACH. If you don't know who ACH is, look that shit up. Look it up. Dude is amazing. Dude is straight up. He's the future. He is so good. And I didn't know who he was, really, until Wrestling Heads told me to check him out. And then I started paying attention, and I'm glad I did. We have Red Dragon versus Daniels and Kaz 2. Should be an awesome match. I don't see Red Dragon losing that, but they could. It's a possibility. Another one I'm looking forward to, Jay Lethal versus Matt Taven. If you don't know who Matt Taven is, you need to pay attention. Matt Taven and Jay Lethal in a cage match for the TV title. Yes, all titles are on the line at Field of Honor. And then the blockbuster main event. Michael Elgin, AJ Styles, Adam Cole, and Jay Briscoe. Those 4 guys can put on a 5-star match with anyone. And you've got those 4 guys in the ring together for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That card, and that's not even finished. They're still going to add, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're still going to add 2 or 3 more matches to that card. And I mean, this is like pay-per-view style card, and it's going to be on demand. It's not even a major, not even treating it like a major event. This is what I'm talking about Ring of Honor, people. This is not even a major event, and it's got this card. I mean, Michael Elgin, AJ Styles, Adam Cole, and Jay Briscoe. That's mind-blowing. That's basically like getting Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and John Cena in a match together. That's insane. I know I'm exaggerating, but still, that's basically what's going on. I mean, that's the only thing that could make that match better is if Kevin Steen was in it. But Kevin Steen is with WWE now. I mean, come on. Jeez, that's a good card. Alright, enough about Ring of Honor. I love Ring of Honor, but there's one thing that's going on right now that everyone needs to watch. And this is called NJPW G1 Climax 24. It's a tournament that they hold. It's kind of a tournament. It's a weird way they do it. You get points. It's almost like a Bound for Glory type thing, but it's more logical and structured better. And this one, usually it takes place over a few nights. This time it's taking place over, I think, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And it's just a bunch of singles matches in a night. And for those of you who may not watch NJPW, their pay-per-views are roughly 4 hours long. They're very long because they put on stellar matches. And G1 Climax is one of those, one of those marquee things. It's like their WrestleMania almost. And I can put there's been 5 nights so far. I watched the 5th one. That's why this is coming so late, is because I was watching the 5th night. And I could tell you that night 1, 4, and 5 are all up there with event of the year. I mean, these matches are insane. For those of you who don't watch NJPW, though, sometimes NJPW can be a little hard to watch because of you don't know the people. They do have people that you'll know, like AJ Styles and Shelton Benjamin, Doc Gallows, stuff like that. And the commentary is not in English. I think the commentary is great because I don't know what they're saying, but they're really into it, and I really like the way they do it. I have no idea what they're saying though. But it's just you really need to be watching it. If you aren't watching NJPW, then you aren't seeing the best wrestling that there is. I don't put them in the league with Ring of Honor. If they are in the league with Ring of Honor, yes, they are better at wrestling than Ring of Honor. But because it's in Japan, not in America, then Ring of Honor is the best in America, I think. But NJPW kind of blows them away because they know how to put on a match. Their matches tell stories. They don't have a set style. It's not really, oh, this guy's a high flyer, this guy's a power guy. You'll get everything from everybody. So, but what I'm going to do for those who don't watch NJPW, or just for people who want to watch G1 Climax 24, I'm going to give you the matches to watch for each day. This list was a lot longer. Right now I have it at 3, 4, 5, 6. Right now I have it at 13 matches. This was originally like 24, 25 matches, but I cut some of them down because it's really some of them are really long matches, but they're stellar matches. So I'm going to go through these. I don't speak Japanese, and I'm not really good at pronouncing names, so forgive me if I butcher these names, but I am going to give you the best matches of the collective days. Day 1, G1 Climax 24, Day 1, find it somewhere. Hanma versus Tanahashi, which was a fantastic match. Shibata versus Nakamura, another fantastic match. And AJ Styles versus Okada. AJ Styles and Okada have done things before, and they really know how to get it done in the ring, especially together. So that's just Day 1, 3 matches out of, I believe there was 8 or 9 matches that night. There's still some great matches on that card besides those 3. I'm just saying these are the 3 marquee matches of the night. These are the 3 that if you just can't watch the whole thing, watch these 3 matches. And these will show you exactly what NJPW is all about. Day 2, probably the worst day, wasn't the greatest event, but I mean, you're going to slip up. There was really only one match, and that was Kojima versus Ishii. It was a great match. The whole thing wasn't, one of the best, but it was decent. Day 3, we had Ishii versus Benjamin, which was crazy. Bouncing on, it was Tanahashi versus Kojima, and one of the most excellent matches I've seen in my life, Okada versus Makabe. Sorry. Sorry. Excellent match. So let's see. I think Makabe. It was Okada versus Makabe. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I could actually be spelling that wrong too. I actually have them written down because I know them by what they look like in the wrestling styles, but in order to remember the names and say them correctly, I have to write them down. Yeah. And then Day 4, which even though it was one of the best nights, possibly the best night in the whole G1 thing, there was only really 2 matches, but I'll explain why here in a minute. Ishii versus Hanma, which it's another stellar match. And then possibly, there was one match in Day 5 that tied it, but possibly the best match of the tournament. Tanahashi versus Shibata. That was absolutely insane. I mean, it told a story. It was long. There was high flying. There was power moves. There was classic wrestling. The crowd was into it. I mean, it had all the makings of what could possibly be match of the year. Possibly. I mean, match of the year in NJPW for sure. And then Day 5, just watched it today. Since I just watched it today, it's probably why there's 4 of them. There's 4 matches on here. Styles versus Gato. Spelled Goto, but I think it's Gato. AJ Styles versus Gato, fantastic match. A guy that's really underrated in my eyes, Bad Luck Fale versus Tanahashi. It was good. Bad Luck Fale gets a lot of crap, but I think he can go. He's just not. I mean, he's not up there with like a Tanahashi, a Shibata, or Okada, Watanabe, something like that. But still, he's in there. And then what could possibly tie Tanahashi and Shibata, Nakamura versus Hanma. Freaking amazing. I mean, those guys that just, it's one of those matches that, I mean, your jaw will hit the floor when you see how great it is. I mean, it's beautiful the way that they structure their matches. It's just awesome. And finally, Okada versus Naito. Okada, I mean, Okada, I just looking at this, Okada put on a must-see match in every night except for 2 and 4, but he didn't wrestle at 2 and 4. I don't think. I think he actually did in 4. But I mean, he has the same thing with Tanahashi. No, Tanahashi actually has a match in everything except day 2. So Tanahashi and Okada, those are like 2 of my favorite guys in NJPW, and it's just going to be insane. I mean, I would love to see. They've done it before, but I would love to see a Tanahashi and Okada in this sometime. But if you haven't seen NJPW or G1 or anything like that, you've got to check this out, because you are missing out on some of the best wrestling of the year. So just check it out. Just trust me. YouTube it, do something, Google that stuff. Just look for it. Look for NJPW at all. I mean, those guys know what they're doing over there. There's a reason why when people leave WWE, they go to Japan. There's a reason why Prince Albert went to Japan to become whatever he was, then he came back as Tensai. There's a reason why AJ Styles went to Japan after TNA. I mean, it's just, that's the place you go when you want to go against the best. It's basically the UFC of wrestling. If you're an MMA guy, you want to go to the UFC. If you're a professional wrestler, you want to go to WWE. And NJPW is the place to go with the top-notch talent, where that's just the best you can do. That's the best you can get. Jericho's been there. Everyone's been there. So check it out. Just do it. I may cover some more of G1. I don't know. It's really hard to watch because it comes on at like 3 a.m. here, and I have to catch it the next day, and I don't have a lot of time with school and everything. But I catch it. I mean, I watched it all day today because that's just the way. You can't miss this stuff, you know. Same thing with Ring of Honor, man. You can't miss this stuff, because if you live in a world where all you know is WWE, you only know a fraction of what real wrestling is about. WWE has the pageantry, has the pyro, has the money, and has the production value. But what they don't have is the passion, the heart, and honestly the wrestling ability. That is about to change, though, because we've got so much people coming in to WWE. You have Adrian Neville, Sami Zayn, Kevin Steen, Prince Devitt, Kenta. You have just tons of people who know what they're doing in the ring. And right now, until those guys get up there in that main roster, until those guys really start getting showcased, I watch Ring of Honor for my wrestling fix, and I watch NJPW for my wrestling fix, because that's where you want to go. I watch WWE for the stories, Ring of Honor and NJPW for the just the pure wrestling. So check it out, people. Honestly, check it out. But anyway, it's been about 30 minutes. It's the first ever 30-minute Ring of Honor SmarkCast. Drop me a line, send me some questions, comments, whatever you want. SmarkCast@gmail.com. And my Twitter is @Darren. You gotta check that stuff out. Thank you for watching once again. I'm Darren.